Welcome to another edition of the Creators Outlet, brought to you by our friends over at the Inked Marketing team at www.inked.marketing. And they will want us to remind you that Heel Turn the Comic is now live on Kickstarter, where the world of professional wrestling meets Dexter. And welcome to the NSC Roadshow. Hey, we're here. That's just in case shit goes down. Hey, it's Pops already. Speak of the devil.
What's up, Pops?
So we want to welcome Ben, the writer of Rokan, with us. And with any luck, Max Headshroom will be joining us while we're in the middle of all this. And we'll get to talk to him too, hopefully. And but Ben, why don't you give us a little bit of background about yourself? Reading comics, coming into comics, writing, and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have two great loves in literature, which is fantasy novels and superhero comic books. So those two, all of that kind of subconscious information kind of got blended together in my mind. And that was kind of the origins of the story and the character behind Rokan, sort of a combination of like the superhero action from comic books with kind of like the landscape and motifs that exist in fantasy literature.
Cool. Now, how did you come together with Max?
So I got together with Max because I started writing a novel. I wanted this originally to be a fantasy novel, but then as the character in the novel started to develop more, I realized that he would make a lot more sense in a comic book format because he was starting to get powers and abilities and weapons that would be really cool to draw and to see visually. So that was when I came up with the idea to convert the story into a comic book format instead of just releasing it as a novel. I think that would be a lot more appropriate for the character. And that was when I started looking for an artist. And that's how I found Max.
And that's how you found me.
For fuck's sake.
See, we planned that, Will. I told him not to come in until right when I cued that. So.
Sorry I'm late, fellas.
Wait till I'm talking about you and then pop in.
Okay.
So yeah, that worked out just right.
Totally on purpose.
Totally on purpose. So the legend of Max has exceeded expectations on this book.
Yeah.
And
I think the legend of Max began on this book as well.
Yeah, and it spread its wings over to Tailless with Aria Black and
well, I think Max has been kind of secretly and shyly developing these phenomenal skills, and not a lot of people knew about him. And now that we're making this book together, a lot of people do, and he's way more experienced than most people realize. And that's evident in his work.
Oh yeah, you used to be the best kept secret in CG, and now. Man,
I think the secret's getting out.
It's like everybody gets you on their lips now.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
They're all talking about you, in one form or another,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I feel like I'm getting a lot better now as well, because when you start doing, obviously when you're doing sequentials like Full Throttle, your skill set shoots up because that's what you're doing like all the time. Whereas before it was like just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I would have considered myself a fine artist at one point until I found the comic thing. And then it was like, just all clicked, Well, now I'm very appreciative that people like my work. That's what you want, isn't it?
It's great. And everybody loves that piece you did for Aria. But who doesn't like a sexy bitch with 3 tits?
I know. I wish I could get. I didn't use the paper that I should have used, and the colours don't pop as much as they should, and it pisses me off every time I see it. So I need to feel like one day I'm going to have another stab at that.
One day you're going to get the original piece back and redo it.
Yeah, I've still got it. Still got the original.
Oh, do you? So
yeah,
you're going to redo it.
Yeah,
because every artist. Hey, relax. Every artist and guitarist is like that.
Yeah,
they're never happy. They're never happy with the finished product. And I remember, doing studio work, and the guitarist was never happy with like his first track, and 32 weeks later, he decides, well, that first one was pretty good. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, your general standard for personal quality goes up with everything you do, doesn't it? So
yeah,
when you're creating it, you're like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever done. And then once you've finished it, you look back on everything before and go, oh, that was crap. And then it wears off with the latest piece, and you feel like you've got nothing. But it's just the way some creatives are, I suppose. If anything, apart from being miserable, it is a good way of improving your work. If you can't see it as much as everybody else, but it's for everybody else, isn't it? Really,
it's not for you. Don't worry about it, man.
The creative process is for me.
Yeah.
The end result is for everyone else, because I'll usually not like it anyway.
And I've seen that over and over again. Not just since I've been doing this show, but I mean, I've been reading and collecting comics since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So
yeah.
But like even in like the last big indie surge back in like the 80s, we'd see it with books from Bill Wilmingham, his original Elemental series, and the original creator behind the Xenozoic Tales, aka Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, from like the first from his art, and it was really good in like the first issue that he came out with. But like 2 or 3 issues later, it was like a completely different person doing the art.
Right. In a good way or a bad way?
Yeah. He had just come so far. He was, it was like going from 9-year-old me with a box of crayons to my daughter with her iPad doing like anime art.
Is that because when you do sequential art, you're doing the same characters and the same settings over and over again, so you get really good at drawing those things?
Essentially, yeah. So like if you're a fine artist, you could do like several pieces, and you'll either, I mean, everyone's different, of course, but you usually find some kind of format, aesthetical format, and tend to stick to it. You'll either be painting the same sorts of things over and over again, or you'll be painting things that are in the same theme. But with comics, it's all about it's about figure drawing, really, and figure environment. So you just get used to rotating the figure and then putting your own spin on that figure, because it's all really the same. It's just different. So really, you're drawing consistently the same thing, and I think that's why aesthetic matters a lot to a lot of sequential artists, because it's the thing that gives you the oomph and the style. It is with me anyway. Like my stuff's suited to fantasy more than anything else, I think. I'd love to do a cyberpunk book, but I need to work on my machinery.
But it's still a lot of visualizing the camera angles in your head with the action going on that you want to see going on the page.
Absolutely.
Whether it's just a conversation between characters, or if it's an action sequence, it's even more intense.
Yeah. You have to play with. Go on.
Because it's like more repetitions, right? Because a fine artist will make one painting of whatever he does, and that'll take him a long time. But then a comic book writer has to do several drawings per issue. Well, not more than several, actually.
Yeah, you've got it. Well, you have to stick to the design as well, don't you? So you've got to have that design consistently in your head.
Yeah.
And then relate that to the writing. But yeah, you find that a lot. I think it's important to like identify your weaknesses as well. Otherwise, you won't improve. You'll keep hitting the same stumbling blocks. That usually means picking something that you don't like doing and then just drawing it over and over again until you've cracked it, which is a drudge, man. But it's like, it's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like, the worst thing I can imagine having to do on a daily basis is talk to
draw penises.
No, I've got a great reference for that. Is to have to talk to my daughter's mother every day. She'll it's like we haven't been together in like 13 years, and now she thinks because we're being amicable that she can just call me when she needs somebody to talk to, and I'm like, I'm not your friend.
You're not down with her, Will.
If it weren't for our daughter, I wouldn't even talk to you at all. Yeah.
I'm like, so, I knew she wouldn't, like, she won't go pick up anything for anybody unless it benefits her. So I told her, I go, well, on your way here, why don't you pick up Taco Bell for, I said, my daughter and I. And she's like, well, the closest one to my house is 40 minutes in the other direction. I go, there's one right up the street from me. That's 10 whole minutes past my house. Keep in mind, she's been driving an hour and a half to go hang out at a water park for the last 2 days. You can't hear? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Will.
Okay.
Max, I think you muted your microphone. That's all. There you go.
He's got some background noise. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's mine. Let me take care of that.
Sounds like someone having a shower.
Peoples.
No, it's my roommate having a party in the kitchen. I'm gonna go see what that's going. What that's.
Now we have to take out the ancient Sumerian weapons and cut the table in half and send them on their way.
Yeah, he has issues sometimes. Yeah, man, but I'm glad you like the look of the book so far. Hopefully, we're going to get it out sooner rather than later. Hopefully, the painting the pages takes a little while.
Oh yeah, a fully painted book. I'm like, I mean, your art is just gorgeous, man. It's just like it's next level in intensity as far as comic book work goes.
Yeah, I'll just have because obviously if we're able to keep doing all the issues to the end, like I just envision like this big book, a big full painted book. I'll be happy with that. I'll be proud of it. My sort of aesthetic
gorgeous.
Answer to Slain, I suppose.
I mean, I've bought books like off the shelf, years past that I've, picked it up. I'm like, oh, what's this? And usually my friend that owns the comic shop will give me a little bit, he obviously hasn't read it yet, but he'll give me like a little bit of background on the book. He just remembers what every write-up for every book that he ever ordered was.
Oh, really?
And he's read most of them. I go, why do you remember all that information? He goes, because it lets me push out useless stuff that my wife keeps telling me out of my head. So I'm like, okay. But I've seen, and I still have somewhere in my 150 boxes of comics here, some pretty beautifully painted books over the years. Some of the stuff, some of like the early Bill Sienkiewicz stuff, and
he's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, I got to meet him. Kind of meet him about like a good like 15, 20 years ago at a Comic-Con in Boston.
Yeah.
But his handler was acting like, he was like the King of England, and, you weren't allowed to speak to him directly unless you had about $1,000 to buy an original page.
Oh man, like I love Sienkiewicz's work. Like I love watching him work as well. He's like he's incredible. Like the guy, the more I learn about the guy, I'm like the less I'm impressed. But his skill with the artwork's just incredible. What was the one he did? Something Toasters.
Oh god,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I just
can't remember that. That's amazing.
I can't recall
it's
the
just
name.
Another level stuff, and like the way he does it, like I can't figure out what he's doing. He just appears on the page.
Sorry, who are we talking about? I had to chase down my roommate in his boombox walking around the house.
Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's another level, man. Nice one, Doris. Come and check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, I think we're poised to make a series that's as extensive and as beautiful as a Slain. Honestly, like I wanna. I was torn between like being really meticulous about deadlines to get issues out to have this as an ongoing series, and on the other hand, giving the art the time that it needs to be created. And I've decided that with an artist like Max, the art takes as long as it takes because it's really special and it's really different. And I have other ideas for other books. So if I want to have like a really consistent output every month or every 2 months, I can do that with other books that I write. But since Rokon is my first comic book, and I think it's always going to be the best one. So the art for Rokon is so unique and so special that I'm not rushing it.
For sure.
The product
contributed to the Indiegogo.
Oh, thanks a lot. The end product is going to be worth as long as it takes because it's really special.
Yeah, this is to me. This seems like something out of like the 1980s issues of Heavy Metal, where you could actually go in and order like a special graphic novel of one set of creators, like the actual story, instead of buying like the multiple issues. You could buy like a big, like oversized graphic novel of that complete story at the end of that series run.
Yeah, that's what we're going to go for. I think a nice big, fully painted fantasy epic. I think it will be. I think it will look quality.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I kind of envision like releasing it in chunks, like graphic novel chunks, even doing hardcovers of that. I think people would really go for that.
Oh, I love hardcovers. They display nicer because depending on what you use for the cover, what grade of stock cover you use depends on if the corner starts like curling back a little bit, or if the page comes up a little bit. And I like the hardcovers because they all stay together. They present nice, and hey, they're usually ideal for home defense.
For sure.
Especially if it's an omnibus.
Yeah.
I can throw one of those mothers right across the room and hit somebody right in the head.
No, I would never.
Well, they're breaking into my house.
Yeah, but that's the goods that you need to defend from the home invaders. Mm-hmm. You gotta.
I wouldn't throw a Rokan omnibus. Okay. But
a Bill Sienkiewicz.
I've got a Marvel omnibus next to my coffee.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
And hey, I only paid $20. It's a story that I happen to like. It's the
Which one? There are some Marvel stories I like.
Oh God, it just went into the back of my mind. Went poof. We're talking Rokan. It's where they bring that alternate universe with Sugar Man and like Legion. It's part of the Legion quest. There was like 4 issues of Legion quest that led into like this big story, and I can't remember it. And damn it. Okay, back to Rokan. Because it doesn't matter. I saw it, and I have all the original issues, but I saw the omnibus in like Facebook Marketplace, and the guy wasn't far from me, and he was only asking $20 for it. And I looked online, and the cheapest you could buy it online at that time was like on eBay was like $200.
When did
you see the TV show about Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the first series.
As someone that's well versed in that whole lore and all of those books, Will, was that a good series or not?
I thought they did a good job on season 1, and then after that, it was like, oh man, they went from like somebody that was directing it smoking weed to somebody that was dropping way too many hits of acid.
I thought the story was well structured and it made sense. It was kind of like they did a lot of like foreshadowing and payoff that works really well. But I wasn't too crazy about a lot of the characters. I'm not hugely familiar with like X-Men offshoots like Legion. I haven't read a whole lot of those, but like some of the characters just seem weird. And I'm noticing like a trend. Will, Max, tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'm noticing a trend in like live action superhero shows where the characters are like not designed or meant to be good fighters, but just have some other weird shit or gimmick that's not related to being a good fighter, which I find totally boring.
What?
So instead of using good characters, it's like when you buy an album and play the B-side first.
That's a good way to put it, Will.
That's what it is. And that's what James Gunn did with the Suicide Squad movie.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a trend.
Who the hell would use the polka dot man?
Like they're choosing. Like there's a lot. Sorry to interrupt you. There's so many characters from original source material that they can draw from, and it's almost like they're deliberately choosing the least badass ones they can find.
I think in the case of James Gunn, like he has a certain style where he plays on those shitty heroes of comedy value, doesn't he? Have you ever seen Super?
No, I haven't seen that.
That's a James Gunn film about a guy that basically tries to become a real Batman, but he's a nutcase. He's an absolute like a nutter. Things don't work out very well in the end. Like people die seriously, but he's like a shit Batman. But he manages to make like a sort of black comedy, semi-serious film out of it. You know,
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was before Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's a lot rawer than that. And I'll tell you, it's got in it. It's got. Oh man, what's Elliot? It's Elliot Page now, isn't it? It was Ellie Page before.
Oh, Elliot.
Yeah, it was when Elliot. It was when
Elliot Page was a woman.
Yeah, when Elliot Page was a girl. Yeah,
yeah,
she's quite good, isn't it?
He used to be quite pretty, actually.
Yeah. It's a girl next door, like.
Well,
yeah, check it out. It's a good film. You want to
date him, Ben? You know, we're not going to stop you.
No, I wouldn't date him now. He's cut his tits off. I don't like guys that have cut their tits off.
Good, I'll keep mine then.
Cool. Same.
Gives you a better chance with me.
Oh, good.
But yeah, man, I think in his case, he's always kind of looking for those shitty characters because I think it works for his style. Because Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord's kind of shit, isn't he? He doesn't really do anything.
Yeah. No, I kind of like Star-Lord.
I like Star-Lord. What it was like all the people that are, you know, their Bible for Marvel characters is the MCU.
And
it's like, this isn't what was there. Like Gamora was there, nothing like Gamora in
right.
in the show. It's like, and then I'll show somebody an actual original comic of the
they're way different, and not a lot of people have read Guardians of the Galaxy comic books, but the characters are way different, most of them. I like the movie version of Star-Lord. I forget the actor's name at the moment, but the way I see that character is like the representation of a human in outer space, kind of as like the everyman, So you can watch this movie with these funny aliens and superheroes, and you put yourself kind of in Star-Lord's place,
Yeah, sure, but that's what I meant by shit. Like, in comparison, he's surrounded by these people with powers and stuff, and he's just a dude. That's what I mean.
He's just
but he's got the best music though, because Earth music
rocks. and he's funny. He's an Indiana Jones type, isn't he?
Exactly.
He makes it work.
I think it makes sense for him to be like less powerful than the other ones, because like he's the human along for this crazy ride, He's like the everyman. But
but I mean, that wasn't Drax, and God, can we stop getting wrestlers to play the muscle heads in these movies?
I agree with you. Like, I'm not a wrestling fan. I know a lot of people are. I'm not a wrestling fan, so like I don't care about Dwayne Johnson or what's this guy's name, something Batista. Like, I'm not a fan of these guys. They're Dave Bautista. They're not good actors. They're not interesting people. You know what I mean?
I like them fine in the wrestling medium because none of that crap's believable. But it's something that can entertain you for like, a half hour or so. If for nothing else, while you're waiting for the pretty girls to come on and beat each other.
Like Drax should have been my favorite character because I like the concept. I think it's really funny, and the script was really well written for his lines and the jokes about him not understanding sarcasm. But Batista just takes me out of it a little bit because I just don't believe him.
It's just like, you couldn't get a more punch-drunk muscle.
Exactly.
Head. And it's like, that's kind of Drax's character. But I think even when you read, like, Drax's, like, first appearance, there's a lot more to that character than, a couple of...
Then I'm just a musclehead, yeah. Yeah, he's a very subtle and nuanced character, actually, and I just don't think Batista communicated very much of him.
No, I've not read the original comics. I knew of them, but
I'm not hugely familiar either. I'm not going to pretend I'm a Guardians of the Galaxy expert, but I mean, Drax is a cool character, and Dave Bautista isn't very interesting. What were you saying, Will?
Isn't a cool character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I never had like Drax's first appearance because it's a major key, and it was either I could save up and I could buy that, or I could buy like these 30 other comics over here. So I would always tend to get more for my money to just enjoy reading. But I did collect the when they brought them back and gave them their own book. Like in the early 90s, I did collect that whole run.
If I were smart, I would have bought a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy comic books as soon as I heard that they were going to make a movie, because I'm sure a lot of comic book readers picked up old Guardians of the Galaxy issues for the first time ever just as a result of seeing that movie.
Yeah, well, the problem is he wasn't making it out of Guardian. So what got popular, and I hate the speculator market, because as soon as they hear a character is going to appear in anything connected to Disney and Marvel, that first and second appearance shoot up through the roof ridiculously. Like Avengers, I think it either 3 or 4 it's the first appearance of Kang. And even a friend of mine that I do the OK Boomer podcast with, he was in a shop. Now he's got one, and it's a near mint issue, except for like a small tear on the bottom of the front cover that he got like out of he bought it like like 10 years ago out of like an antique store. You know how antique stores will get like
Yeah.
comic collections in?
Yeah, they have them around mine.
Yeah, he bought that book for $2.
That's amazing.
And even like a low grade copy of that now is like around $3,000.
Speaking of Kang, did you guys see the Loki finale?
No, I've watched the first episode, but you can ruin it for me. I don't give a shit.
I know about it. I know about it. He's one of the timekeepers.
Kang is like the big bad of the series, but he's only revealed in the last episode of the season.
Is he CG or is he played by somebody?
No, he's played by somebody. I'm not familiar with the actor. He did a really good job, though.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably give it a watch then, because
I think he's pretty cool.
He's kind of camp looking, isn't he? He's funny looking.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. No, they did a really good job of converting the costume so that it's like they have done with a lot of the recent characters. In fact.
Yeah, I think if they just go for it, they usually
they do a good job. Yeah. Like the Doctor Strange costume looks awesome on screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't think though, would you?
Right. It's a hard thing to pull off because it's so over the top in the book. So that's hard. Because like most Spider-Man costumes don't look good, in my opinion, in live action, even though it's not that complicated of a costume, really.
Yeah.
But there's just something about real life physics versus comic book physics where it just doesn't look the same.
For the Spider-Man costume to look good on you, you have to be malnourished.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah, you've got to be.
Spandex is a right, not a privilege.
You have to be spindly and look like a spider and sinewy, haven't you?
Yeah. But apparently Victoria's Secret doesn't believe in that. That's why
none of them will be Spider-Man.
No, but Victoria's Secrets will not have any of their angel like supermodels anymore. It's all going to be.
It's because them wings won't work, man.
Well, they won't work on the new ones either because them are like 600 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. You like little.
The wings
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. You ever seen A Bug's Life? And then there's that big fat caterpillar all the way.
Oh,
through.
Yeah.
And at the end, he comes out of his chrysalis and he's still a big fat caterpillar with tiny little. I am a cute little bumblebee. That's what they've done.
That's exactly what they've done.
Yeah. Oof.
Somebody be like, they're fat shaming.
Bad news, man.
It's like, fuck you, I'm fat. I'm not ashamed.
Right,
says, you should get in shape. I go, well, round's a shape. What do you want from me?
It's just standards of beauty, innit? If you're advertising like pants, like underpants, then you want to have someone with a good body. You don't want me standing there in Calvin Klein. Like, who the fuck is this bald guy? You want like a proper attractive dude, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and good Lord, Victoria's Secrets is about to turn into Shallow Hal, the movie.
Yeah.
Where he picked up the girls' undies,
funny though, isn't it?
And they were like this wide across with the band.
They have to have people working for them that understand like market speculation and things and can anticipate that this is going to hurt them financially. This is what's mystifying to me.
It's more important for them to come out as woke than it is for them to make money because they're getting a guaranteed of something on the backside. The same way that like over here that.
Well, what do you mean they're getting a guarantee?
They're like all the money they're going to lose for coming out woke on the backside where nobody sees. They're going to like the same thing happens with like with all the peaceful riots over here and all the targets that get vandalized and emptied out and the cops don't lift a finger to stop them. It's because Target has a deal where their insurance pays for so much, and then a government subsidy is going to reimburse them for not doing anything so they can get their agenda across.
So everybody's kind of in on it, and then the taxpayer foots the bill.
Yeah.
Nice.
Doris, what movie did you hate? She said she hated that movie.
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal. Why, mate? Don't like a bit of Jack Black?
Mm-hmm. I love Jack
Fair
Black.
dues. I don't mind a bit of Jack Black.
He's funny.
I think The Pick of Destiny was underrated.
You think it? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that film. I like rock, man.
I did you see that one where he was like the Mexican wrestler?
Oh,
yeah.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre. I didn't like that movie.
No, that was...
I feel like they couldn't figure out what tone they were going for.
Yeah, for sure.
I like...
Fat shaming is never cool.
Did I fat shame in Shallow Hal? I've not seen Shallow Hal.
It's
yeah.
Nobody...
That's what it was about. Hal was so shallow. Basically, it would have to be like, a beautiful young supermodel to go out with him.
Right.
Or
right.
he wasn't interested. So they cast a spell on him. So,
So he sees her as attractive.
Her inner beauty.
He sees her inner beauty, and nobody realizes, and that, she's...
But the thing is, if my inner beauty showed out, I wouldn't be bald. I'd have a full head of hair, and I'd be way more muscular.
The thing is,
what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and I agree that no one should feel ashamed of themselves. No one should feel ashamed of themselves, and no one should make people feel ashamed. But I do think it's good to try and be as healthy as you can.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I think.
And I don't go for any of the, the fat shaming, slut shaming, all that stuff. It's like, I go, no, you try to be nice to everybody. But if somebody is a certain way and they're using the new narrative to justify doing whatever they want to do.
So yeah, I agree with you, Will, because like a lot of people, use that thing as just an excuse to not have a healthy lifestyle, which is just not good for you.
Yeah. Doris, 2 years ago, I was 600 pounds.
Fair play, mate.
Today,
today
I am 376.
I think what we need to do is not fat shame, but skinny encourage, or fit encourage, rather.
Yeah, healthy encourage.
Healthy encourage. Yeah.
Like,
mate,
I haven't exercised. All I did was massively change my diet.
But that's hard.
It's not an easy thing to do.
If you just go, if you want to get in super good shape, going to the gym is the easy bit, man. It just hurts for an hour, but the hard bit is changing your routine of what you eat. It's underrated. You get people in great shape through healthy eating, but you can't get them into great shape if they're exercising at the gym every day, but they're eating shit.
It seems like an easy thing, just eat right, but
it's not.
It's really complicated because
really,
there's
really hard,
physiological addiction that you have with foods that you're used to eating. On the one hand, it's time to prepare new things that you don't know how to prepare and learn how to prepare them. There's a lot of dimensions that go into it. It's a very difficult feat to change.
It
is,
but
it's not just
you get into routine, man.
It costs a lot of money to eat healthy because if you notice all the garbage foods.
That's true. It's more expensive to eat healthy. Yeah.
Over here, it's about the same.
Okay.
But it's just about.
See, in the States, we have so much fast food that is appallingly affordable and very good tasting.
Yeah,
that's the problem in the States.
Yeah, over here, our fast food is shit. So it's. I
think the only place that's got good fast food is Japan.
I don't know, man. I think America's got pretty tasty fast food. It's just terrible for you.
Oh, it's garbage food. There's no meat in the meat. It's I saw.
Well, do you mean that do you mean you don't like the way it tastes, Will, or do you mean it's bad for you?
It's bad for you. I saw a documentary
fast food
of the stuff that McDonald's passes off as meat. It's the chafe stuff from the butchers that is so bad for you and so actually not meat that they won't even put it in dog foods.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a good clip for you to look up on it. This is how addicted you get to that sort of stuff. You don't even know. Do you know Jamie Oliver? Do you know who Jamie Oliver is?
Yeah.
He went through this thing in Britain. It must be about 10 years ago, and it was about healthy eating in schools. Right? We have like school lunches over here that's served by the school, and at the time they were like chicken nuggets. You know, it's basically fast food. It wasn't particularly good for you. So he was trying to promote healthy eating and more vegetables and salads. So he gets all the kids together in this room, and he goes, "I'm going to show you how they make chicken nuggets, right? And after this, you won't want any more." So he basically got all the sinew and bone and all the shit parts of the chicken that's like gross and gristle, and you throw them in a blender, and it blends it up into a paste, and then they pack it together, put breadcrumbs on it, and fry it, right? And it's gross. And at the end of it, once they'd seen it, even after all the kids are all going, "Oh," you went, "Right, put your hands up now if you would still have a chicken nugget." And they all put their hands up. Yeah, didn't give a shit.
I'm not surprised, man. There's something about fast food preparation that's really addicting. Like I was watching something recently, how they were explaining like I forget the terminology, sorry, but like this like fatty, salty kind of flavor that's really satisfying. And like these fast foods are like specifically designed to like hyper stimulate that part of your brain or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really satisfying, you know?
It hits all the right receptors. And the trick is to keep your insulin from spiking in the day. If you can keep it like that throughout the day, by not having too high quantities of sugar or salt, then you have no cravings then, and it's easier. As soon as you go over that line.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah,
I know that all too well. I'm type 2 diabetic now, so.
And I'm sure Roken has a very high protein diet.
Yeah, because he's fit as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rokan eats blue lizards almost exclusively.
Oh.
I actually avoid MCD unless there's an option. Yeah, you have to. And the only way to break out of it is to just fast from it for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
I love Chick-fil-A. I will not go and spend money there because I have food here, and the program I'm on because of the coof. They set me up with like pre-prepared like small meals, and they're all frozen, and I just take them out, throw them in the microwave, and go.
My girlfriend has an air fryer, which is surprisingly good. Yeah, at first I thought, well, how is it going to taste good if it's not made with like oils that are awful? But it actually does. So that like, I know I sound like your mom being like, well, just make your own fries at home, you know? And then the fries at home, like the name, they're like shit fries. But but honestly, you can do things with that machine where it's less, not using oil, and it's still kind of fun.
My mate's got one of them, and it's good. It is really good. I don't eat because it's not quite like that over here. Like I don't eat a lot of fast food, so when I do eat fast food, I deliberately pick the worst one for me. So I'll go out my way to have like something disgustingly
once
greasy.
a month, it's good for you.
I do too.
Yeah,
having awful cheat day.
I do too. Like I'll have a day where I eat a large pizza by myself, but you have to do it very occasionally. Like you can't do that often.
Oh yeah. Sometimes every couple of months when my daughter's over, I'll order.
Depends how good you are.
I'll order Domino's. The problem is I'll order a Domino's pizza, and then I'll order the cheesy bread. And it's healthy cheesy bread. There's spinach in it. There's spinach and feta cheese in it. So, but it's still, eating like, 30 pounds of dough.
Yeah.
If I'm coming off a fast, I can eat one of those on my own.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I could. When I was in my 20s, man, the shit I used to be able to put away. I could eat like, me and my missus used to order 35 quid's worth of Chinese, and I'd eat a lot. That is a massive amount, and my gut would be like this. Like afterwards, you feel like you're dying, but
Oh yeah,
It's kind of a good. It's an enjoyable feeling
I'd have to take a
too.
nap afterwards.
In a way, it's a weird thing because you feel sick, but you're also kind of high.
Yeah,
You know.
All the MSGs and the
Yeah.
Yeah, you know about it as well, man. The next day, you just feel like a horrible.
It was even worse because I used to love the hell out of the General Tso's chicken and the fried rice and the egg rolls and the steamed broccoli and everything. And I found a Chinese restaurant by my house because I used to live in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and they would deliver, but they had a minimum to deliver. So I wouldn't just order one meal; I would order two. And every time I would order two, I'd be like, "I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'll have something to eat when I come home from the club." But no, because I was too lazy to walk downstairs and put it in the fridge. So I would sit there, I'd drink 4 cans of Coke and have 2 full Chinese meals. And then I'd have to take a nap before work.
Yeah, I bet I'd hibernate after that.
I can't completely kick junk food, but I don't eat it frequently. But once in a while, I'll allow myself that, you know. But the soda, man, you got to take the soda out of your diet.
Oh yeah, I can eat
empty calories, man.
Yeah,
I can eat plain popcorn, like no salt, no butter.
Right.
I can have a couple of handfuls of that, you know, as a snack if I'm feeling like a little low. I prefer to eat like a mandarin orange or a banana or something instead. But
man, like I have to like revert back to like basics of just having. I could just put myself in a mindset where I'll just eat like just veg and like meat with nothing on it, because Katie, my wife, she'll be, when we're eating healthy, she'll be like, "Oh, I've made you like these wraps, but instead of using wraps, I've used like a lettuce leaf," and that's worse. That is because it's so disappointing when you bite into it and it's.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah,
it's like just blowing smoke over it or something and going, "Well, that's your nah, man. I might as well just go."
I agree.
Clean.
All the healthy alternatives for junk food, there's shit. I don't like them. But I can stick to like a really restricted diet for a good while.
Yeah,
like if I'm trying to lose weight or something. It's easier, yeah.
Yeah, just turn it off.
Until I had the pre-prepped meals, I would have, and I still this is my breakfast every day: 2 fried eggs, 2 sausage links, 2 pieces of toast, 3 cups of coffee. I will drink about 2 pots of coffee in a day.
Damn. Do you sleep all right?
Yeah.
I'd be like that.
Look, I could have a 64-ounce coffee right now, sit back in my recliner, and I'd pass out and wake up like 3 or 4 hours later.
Really? But do you have like a cutoff? Like I can't drink coffee past 4 p.m. or I won't sleep.
Yeah, I'm the same. No.
No?
Nope.
Man, I envy you.
I'll have, like tonight, I'll have a cup of coffee before, when I'm getting ready to start the stream. I'll have a cup of coffee. That's what I'll be drinking. I'm just drinking water now. Might have something to do with that wine last night. But I'll have the cup, and it won't affect me. Coffee doesn't make me stay awake. I wish it would, because then it would serve a purpose outside of the fact that
So you just drink it because you like the taste?
Yeah, and because if I drank alcohol like I drink coffee now, I'd be going back 10 years and consuming nothing but empty calories and be broker.
Oh, did you substitute the alcohol with coffee?
Well, I always drank coffee before.
Now you just drink more.
Now I just drink a lot more. See, I'm living in a rented room. I have no refrigeration and limited space. I'm living off soda, chips, granola bars, Pop-Tarts, microwave bowls of Velveeta sheets, and cheese mixed with packs of tuna.
Which is the staple diet of any athlete. Don't worry about it. You probably need a bit more sugar in your diet.
It's been nice knowing you. We'll be at your funeral.
That is a bachelor lifestyle, if I've ever seen it.
Yeah. The only thing missing from there was the noodles. The pack of like spicy noodles. Yeah. RJ's older than me.
But are you married, RJ? Because if you're not, then you're still a bachelor and you can do what you want.
Doris has got it. Caffeine helps with
ramen. See, she knew
appetite suppression. See, I used to use nicotine for appetite suppression, but that's not a good solution because that's bad for you in other ways.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a case of ramen too.
Yeah, that'll just kill you. You'll be skinny, but then you'll just die. So that's not worth it.
Oh, RJ's divorced. So this is a celebratory dinner after.
That still counts, RJ.
Yeah. If you ever got married once, you are married.
Oh, really? So then I guess I'm not a bachelor either.
Yeah.
Yum.
Well, it affects you forever, doesn't it?
Does it? See, I'm really good at repressing my emotions, so I just don't feel anything.
Buddy, get out of the camera.
Hello, buddy.
Oh, I think that's his first appearance on a stream.
What's his dinner? What's the matter?
Can you tell which wine means he's hungry and which wine means he's scared and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And right now he's wagging his tail.
He's either asleep or hungry. There's no in between.
Well, welcome to my world.
Well, that's not bad. Some dogs have horny in the mix.
Yeah, it's Basset Hounds for you, mate. He sleeps like 16 hours a day.
That's what Pops is going through. He's got 2 huskies, and the male is locked downstairs in the basement with Pops because the female is upstairs and he.
Oh, right.
And he just, he can't
smash.
It's and the male's just crying, and huskies talk, so it's weird. So they're, and I'm like, don't worry, Rocky. Rocky, I feel your pain.
You can teach him to say, "Oh, I love you" and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
I've seen it in videos. It's hilarious, and I go, man, I'd like to have a husky. And then I saw the video.
They shed a lot.
Yeah, of the girl like brushing, and there's like a pile like this high of fur from like one brushing. I go, oh no, I don't want one of those.
Especially if you live in the United States where there's seasons, because I used to have a Marama sheepdog when I lived in the States, and during winter it was fine, but then during summer she would shed all over the place. You couldn't pick it up as fast as she was dropping it. Yeah. So anyways, Rokon, what kind of dog would Rokon be? What
an alien one?
I think he'd be a Rottweiler. What do you think, Max?
Yeah. Yes is my answer.
Yeah, a young Rottweiler with nothing but muscle on top of muscle.
Yeah.
Right. A Rottweiler wearing a wizard hat. That's Rokon.
Yeah. A Rottweiler dressed as Rokon.
With a merchant ship anchor chain around his neck to walk him.
One day. I think the characters that we've created are really going to lend themselves to cosplay before long.
Yeah, I'd love to see a full cosplay of one of the characters.
If anyone does a cosplay, we'll publish it in the book, in the back.
Yeah, 100%. What's her name? She made the hat, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, huh? Shay the Red.
Yeah. I was gonna say Red Velvet.
Man, she always goes above and beyond the Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
She's crazy good at it, man. I was taken aback by that because I hadn't seen any of her shows before that. I was pleasantly surprised. She kept her head down the whole time as well,
so you could see it. Yeah, she's dedicated. We got to do that show again now that my internet's not shit.
Yes. Yeah.
If anyone saw that episode, I had to have Dell. I had to tag team Dell in because my internet was really acting up that day and it was just not working.
Considering how things were at the beginning, we proper clawed our way through this Indiegogo campaign. I'm proud.
Yeah, man. We had no pre-launch.
No pre-launch.
Shitty internet, and we still got funded in 2 months. It was like a movie. Like everything going wrong and still pulling it out.
Yeah.
Everything fell into place.
Yeah, we were already making plans for it not working out, weren't we? How we were going to...
Well, you were. which is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to have a plan B and to be ready for every contingency. But I never believed, maybe for a second, I'll be honest. But I always believed we were going to make it, and we did.
Yeah.
We recently passed 3,800 as well. Which means we're less than $200 away from our first stretch goal. Fantastic. So let's get there. Let's get the rest of the way, because Max and I have recently made some contacts and some plans for the next stretch goal, which I think will be really, really fun. We're going to see about having figures made of Rokon, little rubber figures. So yeah. If anyone's seen Aria Blackness's campaign, he had a figure drawn. And so we've been in touch with him and in touch with Graphite, who made the figures for him. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do the same thing. So first we got to get those cards done. So we need $200 more, and then we'll get to work on
for the 2 metal cards
on the action figures. Yeah, we need $200. And every physical backer gets 2 metal cards.
Fantastic.
We'll make it. Yeah. The thing always goes up bit by bit, and we still have a few months before fulfillment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, you're up at 152 backers now too. I
know, it's quite a lot, isn't it? I didn't. Somebody mentioned that the other day, and I was like, "Cross, are we at 150?" I thought it was only about 100.
It's actually not a large sum of money considering how many backers it is, because we made it so affordable.
Yeah.
But that's good though, because and this is something we've talked about, but just so everyone else is aware, we plan that on purpose, because we think, especially for the first campaign, we want to get Rokon in as many hands and as many homes as possible, and build a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we deliberately made this book very affordable for that reason.
Doris says you got an instant fan in her today.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Doris.
You're the coolest, Doris.
Yeah, you're a legend, mate. Spot on. Right, lads, I'm going to have to make a move because my wife has just got home from work and it's time to have dinner.
Cool.
All right, Max. I will see you at CromCon.
Yes, we will. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, and I'll catch you again.
Thanks, Max.
See you later, lads.
Bye, Max. I don't have a whole lot of time either, but I can hang out for a while longer if there's any other questions you wanted to ask me.
Yeah, we'll just push through here. We went off and started talking about food, and
that's all right,
and movies and stuff. It makes it different than the usual stream. So
it was a good conversation. I'm glad we had it.
Yeah. So here is one of the 2 pieces of art for the metallic card.
Yeah. So basically the idea here is that we're going to see about doing 2 cards per issue to feature different characters. So basically just in order of appearance, the important characters. So this is Rokon as a young man, as he appears in issue 1. Mm-hmm. And the other card is Abadir, which is Rokon's father, the more experienced, wise wizard. And then for issue 2, we'll do 2 other characters.
Cool. And this art is just insane,
isn't it? It's the best.
And you got a badass Preston Acevedo cover.
Yeah, man. I still can't believe we haven't sold that.
The original art for it.
Yeah, it's up there still.
This image is crazy good.
That's my favorite image so far for the campaign. That one's really cool. I think we'll use that as the cover to the omnibus book 1 collection.
Nice.
because it's got a lot of characters. It's got a few characters that are going to appear a few issues in.
And the signed copy with a print poster. This is where you go to look to see who's done what image, so you can choose it for the proper one for the featured tier.
Yeah, I know that the mechanic of how I set that up is a little bit confusing. As everybody who's worked with Indiegogo knows, you can't change that once it's been backed.
Mm-hmm.
I could like shadow them and repost them all, but I don't want to do that at this point. But yeah, I'll be more organized with the second campaign. That's all. But you can still figure it out. Yeah, it's A, B, C, D, 4 different print images that you can have.
Digitals. Oh yeah, the turtle in the sky is just, the coloring on that is just amazing.
Yeah, that was a piece that Max put a lot of his soul and effort into. That one sold right away when we put the original up as a tier.
The Max's head soak original painting is still available.
That one's still available. What do you think? Well, I think we're gonna put the paintings for the playing cards up as tiers as well. We haven't done that, but I think we should.
Yeah, I'd put anything to add something else, and that way when you add it as an update, everybody will get an email on it, and people might be like, "Oh yeah, I just got the book the last time. What else can I get?"
Yeah, we did that with the with this brutal painting of Rokon with the decapitated head of an enemy, and that ended up selling. So I'm confident when we do the same thing with the playing card original art, it'll do the same.
Yeah, and the Preston's original print painting and
still available,
which is the variant cover. $600 is pretty cheap, man.
Maybe I should increase the price, then it would sell. Maybe people are wondering why it's so cheap, and that's why they don't buy it. I still got to figure this game out as far as pricing.
Yeah, it's all it's all a game of trial and error through everything, really.
Right. It's a badass painting too. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that it hasn't sold yet. Maybe I should just keep it. I really like it.
Yeah, I think we all like it. It's way out of my price range. I have like $100 a month I can spend on stuff. So and it doesn't help that my electric bill with the AC is up to like $200 a month now. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a gorgeous piece.
The thing that's funny is a lot of people back the variant cover tier, so a lot of people want the book with that cover.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them has the $600. But I can't lower the price, man. That would be criminal.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. Well, the thing about them grabbing the Preston cover is they're getting the best of both worlds. They're getting Preston's cover and all of Max's interiors.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
that's the idea.
Yeah, that's a win-win right there.
That's why we like to use other artists for variant covers.
Plus, not for nothing, you can get one of each for $35. So I mean, that's
RJ calls that the Rokon tier, because Rokon is both wizard and warrior.
Mm-hmm.
So get one of each. He put it more eloquently, but you get the idea.
And sadly, the Rokon coffee mugs only ship to Colombia.
For now, I'm gonna make a bunch of them, take them to the States, and then for the second issue, we'll have Rokon coffee mugs for everybody.
I was figuring Well, I'm only making them for Colombia because that's where the best coffee is.
It's because I spend a lot of time in Colombia, and it's cheap to have things like that made. So that's why.
You guys should look into getting a Rokon blend of coffee, and then find a way to ship the coffee and the mugs together.
Hey, you know what? Well, I'm actually friends with a guy that has his own line of coffee, so that's not impossible.
See that would be cool. I've looked at a couple of things like that. Valiant did it for the new Shadow Man from Cullen Bunn. They brought out like 2 special coffees, one for Shadow Man and one for Master Dark, which of course was the Master Dark roast. But because there was, the coffee company wants to get their money and then some, and of course the publisher wants, a big chunk for licensing. So it turns out, it costs you like $40 to get like 6 ounces of coffee. And I'm like, no. I get the same size for like, $3.95 over here. So
I just Googled that, and there's like a Shadow Man mug as well. So I guess they sold them together or something.
Yeah, it was like a pack. It was a packet. Everything was a la carte, but you could get like package deals. They had a couple of different kinds of mugs, and
I mean, it wouldn't really even be that hard. It would just be like collaborating with someone that makes coffee. By the way, I have someone in mind, and you just design the package to have an image of Rokon on it. It's pretty simple, actually, and that would go really well with the mugs that we already have. The mugs came out really well, by the way. The mugs look phenomenal. They look fantastic. Cool. Yeah. Here, I'll show you it real quick. Yeah, here was the first one we made, the prototype. Came out really well. I like because it's got the all interior red and the handle red that matches the logo.
Yeah, and it looks like it's carved right into the cup. So
it's not. It's actually I forget the name of this material, but it's like heat pressed on, so it doesn't come. I mean, you can wash it. I've washed this 1,000 times. It doesn't come off. But just for the sake of transparency, it's not carved in. It's like an emboss on the top of it, and as is this, which came out really well, better than I expected to be honest.
Yeah, that looks cool.
So I like it because like I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to put the logo that says Rokon, because like this is what's going to be featured at the top of every issue, like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Rokon, you know what I mean? The iconic font, or the yin yang symbol, which looks really cool. So I was like, well, I think there's room on the thing to do both.
Yeah, one on one side, one on the other. It looks great, man.
Yeah, it came out really well. I'm really happy with it, and I'm especially happy because the cost to make these here in Colombia is pretty low. So that's good, because then I can afford to. I think it's going to be actually cheaper to have a bunch of these made and then take them to the States than if I had them made in the States.
Yeah. And the featured tier is only $45, and you get the digital copy of Rokon 1, the standard physical copy of the book, the Preston Escoveda cover of the book, a signed print, and an original sketch by Max Headshroom.
So you basically get everything plus original Max Headshroom art.
So you get an original sketch, and it's just like a random sketch. He's got a bunch of sketches lined up for the piece, and he'll just sign them. Or is he doing specific quick sketches for this?
It's both.
Both.
So it's a bit of a random what you're gonna get, but I think that's part of the fun.
It's a hodgepodge. You're still gonna get some original Max art.
Yeah.
which is even a sketch card is worth a lot more than $45.
The truth is, it is, yeah. So like, this is the only time, by the way, that these prices are going to be this low. For every issue moving forward, we're not going to let this stuff go this cheap. We're deliberately making very accessible prices because we want to get our name out there
and get as many people on the book as possible. Now, how many pages is the first book? Is it 52?
No, the book's 27 pages. So we like Max and I were saying before, we've got story to last for a long time. So we're just going to serialize this as floppies and put them out issue by issue. And to get through the end of the entire story is going to take years. But we're going to do it issue by issue, 30-page floppies. So it's 27 pages of story and 3 pages of fan art, cosplay, and things like that. So yeah, it's a 27-page story for issue 1, and then issue 2 will be the same. Issue 3 moving forward as many as either until one of us dies or until people stop buying them.
And are you going to include Shay's cosplay from when you guys were on her show in the back of the book too?
I think we should. I think we should. I'm gonna talk to her about sending us a proper picture in that cosplay if she still has it. That would be cool. And if anyone else does a cosplay of any Rokon character and sends it to us, we'll definitely feature it.
Well, Zaris put you up to 153 backers, and you are now at 3822.
Thanks, Doris. You're the coolest.
So, I'm definitely going to keep sharing this out. You guys are going to be on with Pops and I for CromCon. You guys are coming out the first time for CromCon, and we'll have even more eyes. And we've got a bunch of indie giveaways, and I have a secret giveaway from a company that doesn't know I'm CG. And they're not a CG friendly company, but we're getting shit from them to give away. So
that's awesome. Serves them right.
They're gonna flip out afterwards, and if they don't come through with it, I'll fill the hole with some of my own stuff, and then they will be the center of everybody's stream. So, did you hear what so and so did?
That kind of stuff always pays off in the end, man.
Yeah, it always pays off. It's like it's not like anything small press or mainstream. If you still enjoy reading that, read it. But I of course recommend indie books, because if you're a collector for collector's sake and you're chasing down all these variant covers on short print books, there's no titles that are more short print than indie titles.
That's actually true. That's a good point.
Unless it's Cyberfrog, because I don't know, he's up to like 10 million copies or something now.
And the thing is, like later fans who come into this and learn about Rokon after this campaign, they'll also be able to read all of the story. We'll re-release omnibus graphic novels. We might even re-release the first issue if we run out of copies and there's still a demand for them. But we won't re-release variant covers. So there's only going to be, you got to get them on this campaign if you're going to get them.
Yeah, so. And the best way to get everything is just hit that. You can buy one. You can get as RJ named it, the Rokan tier.
The Rokan tier,
which is $35, and you get one of each cover.
Or for $10 more, you get an original everything. Sketch by Max.
You get everything.
You'd be crazy not to do that.
You get a signed print of your choice. You get a sketch from Max. You get everything for like $45.
On that note, Will, I gotta get going. Hey, thanks a lot for having me on, man.
Thanks for thanks for coming on, and we will see you next weekend at
I'll
CromCon.
see you in CromCon, man.
Everybody back this book.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. And thank you, Doris, for sharing. I really appreciate that. We'll catch you soon.
Later.
Bye.